It is an exciting welcome back to the EGL Waveline, week one. If you guys don't know, I'm Exernian or Yvonne, whatever you guys like. I am the host, and yeah, one of the long-standing admins. I like to joke around that I'm usually in stream jail. I'm also the lead producer, so wherever you guys go, any EL content on the Twitch channel, I am there, whether you like it or not. So by my side is Cole, or Clutch, and Matt Pizza. So these two are, our familiar admins and friends in the league. We're usually the main three running the wave line. Clutch himself, he's also the owner, as well as, our main shoutcaster. So Clutch, take it away. Introduce yourself.
All right, hello everyone. I am Clutch. You can also call me Cole. I really do not care. The owner of Elemental League. Technically third split. I mean, second for gold, but silver third. We've seen some interesting things over the year. I mean, it has been a year now, I believe, and yeah, I mean, gold this time, second season. Obviously, we didn't talk about it, but VB won last season, going to be coming back. Lots of storylines coming through for EGL. We will hit them all up, but without further ado, that I have to bring it to you, the hottest take analyst of them all, Matthias Pizza the Third.
Hello. And yeah, like the other two have said, I've been in this pre-game show since the dawn of the EL era, since way back, like what, almost a year and a half, when Cole came up with the idea, and here we are stuck in this pre-game show. But like Clutch said, I do have some hot takes, and I've been preparing. It's been a quiet few months. I couldn't really do any of my hot takes because Heel wasn't around, but now we're back, and I get to cast with my fellow friend here, Cole.
Fellow friends, yeah. we have a lot of good friendly banter. We every season we're like, haha, Matt Pizza, take points and laugh.
Of course.
Yeah, so yeah, it's really exciting. We're back into it. We have everyone here, some new faces, some familiar faces. So I would say it's definitely good to be back. So without further ado, we will go into our first, just introduction. Mickey Mouse League, Goofy League. I'm just gonna, no one look. Close your eyes. Okay, so don't look. So for EGL this winter 2022 split, we're running the same format as we did in the last split. So we're having 8 teams. It's a 7-week regular season. So every team will be playing each other once, and it'll all be a best of 3 series every week. It's tonight, Mondays, 8 p.m. Eastern. If you didn't know that, and we're already here, well, I'm telling you now. You're playing tonight, friends. And we're running the same playoff structure as we did last season as well. It's a double elimination playoff structure. I didn't have the graphic because NA production. I'll leave it up to that. So we have Literal Monkeys Fire. We have VBU Plutonium, Collective Experience, Clown Gaming Jesters, Hyperion Sword, Project Iconic, FTD Darken, I think is the name. Or is that the EDL one?
Oh, it's FTD Darken.
Okay. See, I know how to run. I looked at the rosters, guys. I swear. And Aftermath Esports. So these are our 8 teams going into the season. Obviously, a few familiar orgs, a few new orgs, and new teams. So it's going to be really exciting, I think, for sure. And before we, jump into the bread and butter of our predictions going into week number 1, Clutch, what do you have to say about, just the new teams going into the season?
Yeah, so, I mean, I think the Gold League for me, I'll just say this right now. I think Gold League is going to be pretty close. I think a lot of these teams, on paper, they are very close rank-wise in ELO. And I think it's going to be very interesting because coming into week 1, obviously, it is week 1. I don't even know some of these players. It's going to take a while to at least have accurate predictions and be able to place teams. But yeah, like I said, on paper, I think gold is going to be actually pretty close. I think there's a lot of teams that could take it all compared to silver, where I think silver, there's a couple favorite teams and then it's like everybody else. But should be very interesting for gold. I mean, we do have Aftermath Esports versus Iconic today. And those are 2 new teams. We're going to see a bunch of new players. So that'll be a really fun match to watch.
Yeah, I have to agree. And Matt Pizza, I know you've got two two orgs that I know you're particularly fond of. Any comments on those two, or any of the other
You
teams
know,
actually?
I'm gonna leave, for the people who've been watching since from the last EL split, they have an idea of who those orgs are. But I'm gonna leave that until the predictions. But let's just say those orgs, they have my heart. They're like my Chicago Dragons of this split.
Oh my god.
Whoa, we're dipping into EDL Season 1
We are dipping
territory.
into EDL season 1. Chicago Dragons, they always left a lasting impression. I don't know if any of them are watching now, but you guys are always in my
There's
heart.
like
And
one
I'll
returning
forever.
player, maybe, or two, I think.
There's like I know
There's
that
Token and
Pink
Pink
Penguin.
Penguin, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if they're in chat, but
No clue.
if they are, they're always in my heart. You're always there.
Yeah, definitely like new faces, familiar faces, like I said before. Also, this is our disclaimer. I'm not going to be reading the rule book for anybody. I'm not going to get captains together. I'm not going to force you guys to read them here. When you guys sign the player registration forms, you check a little box that says, I read and understand the rules. And I know that it's like the terms of service, it's, whatever, no one actually read them. Okay, but if we catch you breaking any rules, I'm saying this on camera, on stream, you know, yeah, we're holding you to the rules. There's no excuse of I didn't read it, I didn't understand, I didn't know. Okay, if you don't understand, ask. If you didn't know, just read the rule book. That's all I can say. So we'll just move into our predictions for this week. So Mickey Mouse production. No one look. No one look.
And close your eyes.
Close your eyes. Okay. So for our week 1 predictions here, we have Literal Monkeys Fire versus VBU Plutonium. As you can see from our predictions, Clutch, you're kind of on the other side of the boat here.
Yeah, I mean, what EGL season is it if I don't root against my own org? I mean, I did this the entire last season. I would pick the other team. And guess what happened? I mean, VBU ended up winning the league. So clearly whatever I'm doing, I guess, is working. I said 2-1 Literal Monkeys. Now, I look at Literal Monkeys, right? Coming in, they have the roster top to bottom: Berry Donut, Jesus Juice, No Name, Item 9, and Pink Penguin. So a lot of those names are very familiar, especially Pink Penguin, Jesus Juice, and Berry Donut, who have played in the silver competitive scene, now making the jump to gold. No Name has been well known in the gold scene forever. I mean, this guy's pretty good. And then Item 9, new ADC to the roster. What I will say is LTMK Fire, they give me the same MIT vibe from last split, where they're coming in with like this new experimental roster. Nobody really knows how they're going to do. But then, I mean, MIT, they did beat VBU last split in the regular season. Like, they did beat them, if I remember correctly. And they almost beat them in the playoffs. So I'm feeling good about Literal Monkeys. I think the matchup to watch is the jungle. Jesus Juice going to be taking on Glada. Glada, I think, is one of the best junglers in this league. This guy is so cracked. Jesus Juice straight out of silver. Exceptional in there. And then also, last thing, Merciful Crow in the mid lane. Going against her old org. She's played for Literal Monkeys, MIT, for a very long time. Going to be going up against them now. So many storylines in this series.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with you. There's so many names that we see again. Jesus Juice, like you mentioned, Pink Penguin, and I know their coach Grant. I've never spoken with him honestly personally, but I've heard a lot of good things about his drafting and his coaching skills. So yeah, it's exciting to see. I would say where LTMK Fire is going to be growing from this season, especially we consider ourselves more as like a developmental growth league. So we don't expect people to put their best rosters into the league. It's more just, we're here to grow. We're here to, experience the competitive scene as what it is. But like you were saying, Clutch, on VBU, we have these, pretty much veteran names now, right? You were talking about Merciful Crow, and you were talking about like a few names that, ring a bell to me are Squig and Human Unluckiness, right? Even though Human Unluckiness is a sub. So I'm thinking that, with Merciful Crow being that, star mid laner we had these past couple of seasons, and being the captain of that team, I'm sure that she can lead the team to, a really good start to the season, right? So that's why my prediction for the series is a 2-0 for VBU. So Matt Pizza, you also said 2-1 for VBU actually. And is that just because you like green, or?
Green is a cool color, but it was more so like, Paka. It's like Paka's org. I don't know if you guys know, but LTMK, Paul is one of the owners, and him and I, we gotta, we're friends on best of days. We'll keep it there. But LTMK, Paka, it's like, yeah, I can't put my money on them. Put my money too many times on Paka, and he's let me down sometimes. So this time around, I'm gonna stick with my org. Stick with the org that raised me to be an inting top laner. So obviously, I have to choose them. Granted, it is week 1, so I don't expect any like 2-0s coming out. So I expect this to be a close game. Like Clutch mentioned in the beginning, most of the players are around the same elo bracket. They're about the same skill level. So honestly, I don't think it's gonna be a 2-0, but I do think it's gonna be a 2-1 for VBU, and mostly because they're bot lane, right? IQ of a coconut staff wannabe. I've seen them play multiple times, and honestly, a lot of the times they've impressed me for like how well they play together and how good of a synergy they have. And like with Merciful Crow being the captain and like managing them, she has had a lot of comp experience. I believe she was here like last season
Literally
as
since
well.
season 1, right?
Season
Yeah.
1 MVP.
And
Oh no,
season-
was it season 1 MVP or was it
Or
season
was
2?
it season 2?
I think it's season 2.
I-
Was in the final season 1 though.
I do remember that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we got a
Yeah.
veteran
It was season
player
1
here.
MVP.
So,
Was season
okay.
1?
Yeah, we care about the org guys. We're yeah.
Yeah. We've done our research.
Very good.
But yeah, I do think that VB is gonna take the dub on this first game.
Yeah, like, Matt Pizza, the only thing I gotta say about what you said is you said that VBU developed you into an inting top laner.
Yeah.
I remember the first
Oh,
team I
no.
played with on you. So, a little backstory, I used to play on a few teams with Mr. Matt Pizza. He was on my very first team. I'm thinking that, I don't think VBU developed you, bro. I think you just came in inting, like, blame Clutch as much as you want, but
What?
No. Listen. No, I played on one more iteration before I joined that specific team. All right, that iteration, that team.
Okay,
That's where the
I'm gonna have to
Arnold's
stop you.
come
We
in.
gotta move on with our
Oh
predictions.
God.
So we are on the second series of our first week. We have FTD Darken and CG Jesters. I was gonna say CG Gaming. I was like Clown Gaming. Maybe they're Clown Gaming Gamers. I don't know. So Matt Pizza, this time you're the only person on the left side of our screen here. You said, oh, you okay? I don't understand, man. What a hypocrite! All right, clip it and ship it. Matt Pizza just said, I don't think there's gonna be any 2-0s this first week. And then we go to the next.
Okay.
We're on the next prediction. Okay, 2-0. Try and save face here, man. Go for it.
I don't know what I was on when I was doing these predictions because I was definitely on something, but I do have notes to back up my predictions. This time.
Okay.
But first of all, they have Jason KB on their team. What else is there to say? This guy is the living legend of this league. All right, like I love this guy so much. All right. Best fucking league player out there in
Whoa,
EGL.
whoa,
All right, he's my
PG-13.
player to watch. I'm saying this
One.
right now.
Yeah.
He's my best player to watch. I forgot. I'm sorry. It's been a hot second. Okay. If it isn't EL without a few strikes, is it really EL at that point?
Wow. Okay. He's just TOSing our work.
TOS.
Yeah.
But I do want to mention that Raining Wolves was played in the last season of EL, and he was TFA's top laner, right? So he honestly surprised me because during that time, TFA coming in, I had no idea who they were, right? And they honestly surprised me. Raining Wolves surprised me as like being a really good top laner in gold. So I have my eyes on them again this season, and honestly, it's also a bit of the fact that I don't really know anyone from CG Jesters, right? Like, they're a whole new roster coming in. I don't know any of their names. So this might be a bit biased towards the old names, which most of my takes are, but I do like FTD's chances. Although I am the only one that likes FTD's chances, but...
Okay. Okay, well, I'm on kind of the same wavelength as you, Matt Pizza, in the sense that, I'm kind of going into it with, we knew that Clown Gaming, if you guys were around for the preseason tournament, they were there in the finals, and, they played really well, honestly, and I don't know how much of the same roster they're going in with again, if Clutch can enlighten me, because I forgot. This is what happens.
They kind of have like a completely new roster.
Okay, guys, I'm a boomer, but the thing about Clown Gaming though is I think going into this league, knowing that even if they don't have all of the same players, right? There's still I think that kind of confidence going into it, knowing like, hey, we've had success before, right? Even if we don't have the same players, we don't have the exact same roster, they've seen that success. Part of it is I think this is any, competitive team. It doesn't have to be low elo, high elo. It's having that confidence is what, makes or breaks a lot of games. And I think that's probably what's going to be happening for Clown Gaming at the beginning. And, I mean, honestly, it's gold. It's a 50-50 flip anyways. Just flip a coin. I don't know, roll a dice. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. So I'm thinking it's a full 3-game series. This is maybe my hot take of the season. I have no idea. It's the first week. Don't bully me too much, please. But Clutch, you were also on the same side of the coin as me, but you said a 2-0 for Clown Gaming.
Yeah, so Clown Gaming ended up playing in the preseason tournament, like we said. They ended up getting second. They looked pretty good. I mean, Hyperion was coming back with multiple players from their team last season that got first place. They didn't win the league, but they still got first in the regular season. So, in my opinion, Clown Gaming put up a great fight. Like, this was a new team coming in, very low expectations, at least in my opinion. I didn't have high expectations. They ended up getting second. I believe they took a game off Hyperion and were really close to winning. Like, I remember them running it down, almost ending, and then dying, and Hyperion ran it back and ended. I believe that is what ended up happening. So, I think Clown Gaming's pretty good. Two players I do want to point out for Clown Gaming. Their mid laner, Dimandus, I think is how you say it, and Muddy. Those two players are my players to watch. I think they're exceptional players. Dimandus has been around for a little bit. He's a great mid laner. Can't wait to see him play. And then, obviously, I got to talk about FTD a little bit. FTD Darken. I know I said Literal Monkeys give me MIT vibes because they're the same org, but my best comparison would be FTD Darken. I think this team on paper are definitely the underdogs this season. You look at their team and you think, all right, these are a bunch of people who played in silver. They might still be silver. They might not be good, but it's that fact that you might underestimate them and they can take games off top teams. So I will definitely be looking forward to watching that team play. Uncool Squash in the mid lane, I think, is an exceptional mid laner. Can't wait to see what he does. But I'm going to have to give it to Clown Gaming Jesters. They had an exceptional preseason tournament. They're coming in with, in my opinion, a stronger roster into this league. They should beat FTD Darken pretty easily.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with you, Clutch, right? I don't know, we kind of draw into this, but I think it's very prevalent in lower elo, right? When you're silver, when you're gold, I think this is, the starting place for a lot of these players in the competitive scene and the amateur scene. Um, it's one of those first things because obviously solo queue is a whole different game. You're just playing for yourself. And then all of a sudden you have 4 other players that are genuinely on your team, right? And they don't see like you're down a kill at 5 minutes FF, right? But these people are on your team. You're all, fighting for the same thing, right? And you have that kind of more of a unified stance, right, as a team. And I think going into it, like you said, Clutch, having these players who, have been around the scene, have that experience together, I think, especially in the lower elo scene, it just makes or breaks teams like win, lose, finals, doesn't make playoffs at all. It's night and day, is what I'm saying. So then with that, we'll move on to the next series we have here, which is Hyperion Sword versus Collective Experience. So this is a bit more of a one-sided matchup we have. So Matt Pizza, Clutch, you two said 2-0 for Hyperion. So Matt Pizza will start at the top.
All right. So realistically, I'm gonna hit the facts first, and then I'll hit my personal statements later. So realistically, right, Hyperion Sword, they've been playing in EL since the past few seasons, and they're a well-known org around these parts. And again, Collective Experience, they're coming in. I have no idea who these people are, right? I don't know what I'm expecting for them. So it's gonna give it. First week, I'm gonna be a little biased. Gonna stick with the old people that I've known, names that I've seen, and like, just sticking with the old for this week. Next week, if they like show me some like insane plays, insane mechanics, anything, I will be on their side. I'll be a collective experience fanboy. But as of right now, I'm joining the Hyperion Sword team, and their bot lane, right, is what I want to focus on. Attila and Mystigazi, they were a terror on the on the Rift last season of EL. And honestly, I'm expecting great things from them going into this season as well. And personal statement wise, one of their subs, Nutella, that's an amazing name. That also like pushed me over the edge to vote for Hyperion Gaming. And I think it's gonna be a 2-0 just cause of their bot lane. Being completely honest. Attila and Mystic Gazi, I've seen them do great things, like I said, in the past few seasons, so I'm expecting great things from them in this split as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with you. Like, I'm on that same page where, Attila and Mystic Ozzy, we've seen these two players around the scene, especially for a long time, and I've seen a lot of good captain qualities from Attila, right? And I think this is another thing I would say that really makes or breaks teams is having that clear voice, having that someone who, that person who's able to lead the team, right? And Attila usually like jokes about himself. He's like, I'm a boomer, I got boomer hands kind of thing. But recently, no one spoil these movies for me, by the way, please. I've been watching all the Marvel movies. And I watched the first Avengers movie just recently. And he kind of reminds me of the Captain America of the Avengers, right? Where, he knows maybe he's not the most, like, the strongest on paper, maybe he's not the most useful, but he's that clear voice, he's that captain that the team needs, right? And, without the Avengers, like, without him, the Avengers aren't really quite the Avengers, in a sense. So, I kind of put it up to a 2-1. I've heard a lot of good things about Collective, like about the org. I've seen a lot of good success. And this is mostly just a decision based on the history of the org. And yeah, like it's hard for me to say. There's a lot of new players I haven't seen around. There's one player I guess I'll point out. There's two Marty I'm scared, but I know one is an admin in CCS, so I've seen him around. I've never actually seen him play. I think he's seen me play, actually. So we'll have to see. I'm just saying, Matt Pizza. Anyone who sees me play, I don't know. Yeah, I think that's what it really comes down to. Obviously in the first week, it's hard to really say about anything. We don't know how any of these series will go, but I've just seen a lot of good qualities from a lot of the Hyperion players. So, and like we also mentioned, they were in the preseason tournament and they performed really well, in my opinion, there as well. So, yeah, I think I have a lot of high hopes for this team going into the season. So, that's my prediction. And last but not least, we have Clutch with his 2-0 for Hyperion.
Yep. So, like we said, Hyperion Sword, they got first place last split. I mean, it technically was not Hyperion Sword. It was a Hyperion team, but did get first place last split, just fell short in the losers bracket finals, losing to VBU, who ended up winning. So, I mean, I guess that's fine. But Hyperion, obviously, this split, they're aiming for the championship. They came short last split. They're looking for it this split. They won the preseason tournament, so that's already something that they have for themselves. I said Hyperion Sword 2-0. We talked about Hyperion Sword. A lot of the players are known. So I'm going to talk about Collective instead. So Collective, I don't know many of their players. I'm not going to lie. However, one thing I will say is I looked at their team, and I don't think any other team has this in the league. The way their players' champion pools line up with each other, it's like perfect. I think these players are going to be super, super good in a team setting, not necessarily micro-wise or macro-wise, but because of their champ pools. I think their champ pools are exceptional. I think the way they want to play this game is very obvious if you look at the champion pools. Their bot lane, you've got the double threat of Marty, I'm scared. They're both scared. All right, so it's going to be pretty scary in that bot lane. I think even though I said 2-0 Hyperion, I still think this is going to be a very close series. I think this is going to go, like, both games are going to be super close, but I'm just going to have Hyperion edging it out right at the end. And that's why I said Hyperion 2-0.
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree with you. Again, like, it's hard. Again, it's just week 1, man. It's the hot take week. That's really what it is. Obviously, as the stories develop, as the teams, grow and change, I think, predictions will get better. Maybe they'll get spicier. Maybe that means spicier and better are like the same thing. Especially for Matt Pizza. I bet they're the same words in his dictionary. Okay, so our last and streamed match of the week is Project Iconic versus Aftermath Esports. So Clutch, you're the only one on the left side here, so yeah, take it away.
Yeah, so Project Iconic. I know their owner, Bad Vibes, Joey, been great friends with them for like literally forever. Like I'm not even joking. It's been years. And Project Iconic, completely new org. I know a lot of their players. I think they are a solid team coming in. You look at their team, and they have Taco Cat, who I'm sure a bunch of people know who Taco Cat is. And then their mid laner, IL Dalthalo, probably not how you say it, but whatever. Their mid laner, it is their cap player. Every team gets a P4P cap player. So I think this mid laner is going to be one of the best mid laners in the league. I mean, he looks like a carry player, and he looks like he will be the star of this team on paper. I mean, he is their cap exception player. You would hope he is their best player. And now on the flip side, looking at Aftermath Esports, it is old Limitless. Everyone kind of knows what happened to them. We won't talk about it that much. In the top lane, it is a name change. They have Ikazuchi on their team and Buckby. Those are two people who won the championship last season with VBU Krypton. So Aftermath Esports has two championship winners from the previous season. So I think those two are definitely going to be relied on early. They have what it takes to win in this league. But looking at the Aftermath Esports lineup, I think they'll be a middle of the pack team. I think they have a lot of potential to be a good team. But then again, both these teams completely new to the EL. A bunch of new players, really only like Buckby and Ikazuchi are returning to EL. So, bunch of new players. We'll have to see how they do. It is our streamed game, so we're going to get our first look on a lot of those players tonight.
Yeah, and I really think that, being the two kind of new faces, the newer faces in, EGL, the split, I think this is going to be, like, a really exciting series, right? It's new blood. You can't really tell, like, what's going to happen going into it, right? There's a lot of these new players we don't know. There's a lot of, kind of like the same players at the same time, right? Because, I guess for Project Iconic, their head coach is Potter. His IGN is BDN Zygon. He's been around, the EL scene at least for a while. It's not like a while as well. I remember this is like way, way back in EDL Season 1 when I still had time in my life for like literally anything else that wasn't EL. I ran team interviews, right? And I remember Potter being there. He's a really great guy. I could tell, like, dude just knew what he was talking about, right? And I think, obviously a bunch of time has passed since then. It's been like a year. And, I can only imagine how much better and how much stronger as a player and a coach that he's gone to. So, Project Iconic, I have a lot of faith going into this series for them. But at the same time, Aftermath Esports, like Clutch was talking about, they have those two players, Ikazuchi, Buckby. We've seen them play in EL last split as well. There was, I don't know, what was the, I don't remember what the exact series was, but I remember Buckby playing, I think it was with Toxin, right? It was with, was that in playoffs?
I believe so.
Sir.
Yeah, I'm still a boomer. Okay, whatever. It's the early onset dementia. But, like, we've seen these players play. There's still a lot of kind of that veteran blood. We see a lot of, like, the fact that this team also didn't completely blow up after Limitless blew up, that's, like, already major props. Because it's hard to keep teams together, like, in any sense of the way. You see, like, even pro players, like, they only stick around just because, they literally signed a contract, right? So when you take away the contract, you take away, we're not getting paid, we have no, kind of tie, we're not bound to these teams, right? The fact that they stay together shows me that, we're here because we want to play. We're here because, we're a team and we want to participate in the league and we just, want to have a good time, right? So I think going in with that kind of mentality really shows a lot to me. So I kind of leaned it towards Aftermath, but at the same time, I can definitely see the series going both ways. So I think it's going to be really exciting for the stream tonight. By the way, it got moved. It's not 8 p.m. Eastern. It's 8:30 p.m. Eastern. So we'll catch you guys there for that. But last but not least, we have Matt Pizza with the 2-1 for Aftermath.
Yeah, I want to open this up by saying that Cole once again is withholding information from us. I did not realize that Ikazuchi
Rigged.
was their.
I didn't know that until like 2 minutes ago.
Yesterday. I didn't know that until yesterday.
He had a full 24 hours, folks, and he didn't bother telling
You're
us.
the only one who didn't know.
I didn't know.
What?
I didn't know until yesterday.
Okay, so now he's
Okay.
lying. Now he's just straight up lying. But
Okay.
it doesn't change. It doesn't change my predictions at all. I still voted 2-1 for Aftermath. It kind of goes off the same reasoning. Whereas Buckby and now Ikuzuchi, they've played on the VBU team that won EGL. And honestly, I'm just a VBU fanboy still at heart, right? Like once a VBU fanboy, always a VBU fanboy.
Oh yeah,
And
definitely.
oh yeah, yeah. So, I gotta vote for my boys and hopefully they won't disappoint. Hopefully I see some spicy picks coming in and some interesting comms that I can I can talk about. Let's leave it there.
Yeah, like you said, Matt Pizza, there's a lot of I think with this current state of the meta, there's a lot of different what's the word? Like I guess avenues for players and teams to play. Except for junglers. I hate to break it to you, junglers, you guys got like 3 champions that are meta right now. If you can't play any of them, you're doomed. So other than that, like a lot of people have been talking about it. There was that smite support roaming top lane kind of strategy. There's been I know C9 pulled this out a while ago. Iron mid, right? I want to see like something spicy like that. I don't know if gold players or people at this elo are willing to try that, but I'm just saying, check your PayPal. I'm sitting here. I'm still the only person who streams all their games. I just need a little bit of entertainment sometimes. So, yeah, going into that, it's definitely really exciting to see. I think this is a really good series, to be opening EGL this split, and I think we do this every season, right, Clutch? Where we all just like make this random shot in the dark.
Oh yeah.
What? Oh, yeah, he's rubbing his hands.
yeah.
He's ready.
He's ready.
We all make a prediction about who will win the entire thing of EGL. We're like it's all or nothing at this point. So I'll change our slide here. So Clutch. All right, you start us off, my good friend.
Wait, but every time I start, then you guys say it's rigged because I took the best team. I can't start the.
Okay,
I can't.
okay.
You're
All
gonna
right.
say it's rigged. I have to
All
let
right.
you guys go first.
Okay, Matt Pizza, you start then.
All right. We talked about this at the beginning, right? There are 2 teams that I have my eyes on, but unfortunately, one of the teams is just better because it gave me a home when I was in high school. So or when I was starting college, I should say, not in high school. I'm not that old, but I'm gonna go with VBU Plutonium. All right, I'm going with
VBU
the
fanboy. Oh my, can we spam it in the
VBU
chat?
fanboy.
VBU spam, VBU fanboy. Okay.
We're going with the god captain herself, Merciful Crow. IQ of a coconut in the ADC, supported by Staff Wannabe with Glada and Squig on the other side of the map, doing whatever top jungle shenanigans they want to do. VBU fanboy at heart. I want to see some great things. I want to see some interesting comps. Just give me something that's not the norm, If I see a Blitzcrank top lane, if I see a Thresh top lane, if I see like a Yumi mid, I'm not complaining. I'll enjoy it. Give us some type of entertainment, VBU. Yeah, I mean,
I don't know. I don't know, Matt Pizza. I don't know. People just say like I don't know, kind of biased. I don't know, kind of a biased decision.
no,
friend.
no. It's
Yo,
not
your
biased at
Twitch
all.
name is literally VBU Matt Pizza. Don't speak.
VBU Mad Pizza. Link in the description below.
Yeah. I guess for me, I do this every season. I'm a huge fan of underdogs. I think going into the season, I always pick a team of new faces. So I think with that, yeah, I don't know. I would definitely have to say my top team is one from the last series that we predicted. So our stream series. So for me, it's either Project Iconic or Aftermath Esports. Part of me wants to say, it's a shot in the dark. I'm flipping a coin. I'm going to say it's Project Iconic. I'm a big fan of underdogs. I love when new teams come into the split and, just show us why, we're here to win, right? And there really isn't much reason behind it. Don't read too much into it. I think that's kind of my take on it. So Clutch, last but not least. All right, guys, here's the real answer, right? Take out your notepads.
All right. So, the owner of this org played for VBU. I actually played on a team with him. He was my top laner. Now, whoever in the chat is on this team might actually know who I'm talking about, but this guy played on my team. He's got a cracked horn. It's not you, Matt Pizza.
Well, when you said cracked, right? It can't be him.
Yeah.
Wait.
He plays a little bit of set. This guy's pretty good. So I gotta root for my boys, Clown Gaming Jesters. I think these guys are gonna win it all. They've got my man Lord Sema leading the charge. Ex-VBU player, played on my team. He's a sub on the team. I believe in them. And Silent's got a Geodude picture. Why can I not pick them to win it all? I think they're gonna do it.
Yeah, imagine having like an anime girl profile picture. Yikes.
For real, I wonder who that could be.
Rigged org.
That'd be me.
Rigged org. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, going into the season, I think we have... I don't know, it's just hard to say, like, I keep saying this, but it's really hard to say what we're expecting going into these, upcoming weeks. It's exciting. We talk about this a lot, where the most exciting parts of the league is always the beginning and the end. And that's with anything. So going into it, it's fresh faces, you don't know what's going to happen. Going into that unknown, the next 7 weeks, I think, are going to be a banger. That's what everyone says. A banger for sure. Bing chilling. I don't know. I'm a boomer, okay? I don't know the slang. I don't know the slang, man. Give me a break.
It's been a while, man.
It's been a while, okay? It's been a while. I've aged for sure. But yeah, with that, I think that's kind of everything we have. Unless we got any closing remarks, it's super exciting going into new season. And, English is hard. Words are hard. I say this, but, big thank you to everyone that does, sign up. I don't remember how many applications we had. I would have to ask Clutch.
A lot.
Good answer. A lot. But yeah, we had a lot of applications this season as well. It's, always a pleasure seeing people that want to play in our little poverty league. So, it's a big thank you. This is my thank you in advance for, being here and signing up and, hanging out with us for the next couple weeks, and, excited to see where it goes. So without further ado, I think that is the end for our stream today, for at least the pregame show. Thank you guys all for tuning in. Remember, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. That is when we're going to be watching Project Iconic. Yes, versus Aftermath Esports. Woo! People clap.
You get to hear me cast again.
Woo! Yeah, we're going to have, I think, Cole and Matt Pizza on the casting desk tonight. Woo!
Yep.
Yeah, so you're stuck with us three, okay? When you sign up for this league, it's us three. Like I hate to break it. If you don't like any of us, just leave now. I hate to break it to you. Don't like my voice, don't watch the streams, okay? Don't like Cole's voice, don't watch any of the streams either, okay?
Oh no.
That's just the end of it. But again, big thank you to you guys. Hopefully we see you guys 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Good luck in all of your series tonight, and we're looking forward to the season number 2 of EGL.